This morning on Conversations, I have the intellectual bad girl, the bad poet, Miss Cherry Natural, straight out of Kingston, Jamaica. Cherry, how you do?
I am great, Juliet. And you?
I can see that. You're still carrying on, going on. How COVID on you?
Well, to be honest, I don't really kind of set my mind on COVID. I live according to how I normally live. You understand? And
Yes.
I think doing that will kind of keep me away from COVID for a while.
So I know you're a girl who's always on your exercising and your martial arts and things, but we'll talk about the martial arts a little later. I want to talk about you as a poet. Because
Yes.
long time poets are right. All right.
Yeah.
And it's a long time. I've been on the Cherry Natural train, used to come to poetry things and see you all the time, and just to see where you reach now. Last year you won the IRAMA award.
Yes. And also we won the CORIC award too.
Yes.
Contribution to the development, of women and things.
Brilliant. So how you got started with this poetry thing? Because some people have a start, some people don't. I've been writing my whole life, so I don't really can remember a start. But
Yes.
Some people remember a start.
I remember a start. The Honorable Miss Louise Bennett Coverley, she is the woman who inspires me into poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I just love to watch that woman on Ringding.
I love Ringding.
Even on radio. And when she recite her poem, you could feel the poem then, because she not just, read them just like that. She become the poem. So that kind of bit motivate me and said, something, I want to bring out my talent like this lady, So I start writing when teacher give us a challenge to write a poem. Miss Lou have one poem named Dot It Off. So I said, write one after it and thing, and I wrote a poem called Time Hard. And it popped up the whole class. So them said, girl, you're one little bit slow. And I just didn't want to hear that. And that was it.
Do you remember any of it? Time Hard?
Time Hard? No. That was I think around age 13.
Wow, that's a little while ago.
That is enough while ago.
About 10 years ago, that man. About 10 years ago. You're as old as
Yes, 10 years ago.
But
I agree.
Poetry and the power of poetry in many ways. And that is something, people don't understand sometimes, that poetry is not just about your right. Sometimes you can use it for power. And you have empowered women and stuff with your poetry.
Yes.
How have you used poetry for power?
I use even poetry in growing my children, because there were times when I didn't have all of the technology into the house. So what we would have to do is just have a little mini concert, recite some poems and challenge them to write something of their own. That is how my daughter started performing with me at age 6. She came on stage. Surprisingly, I didn't even know she was coming, but she would see me at home doing that and, rehearsing and just sit and watch. So that was the entertainment and the edutainment for them. And I use poetry in my community with the youths them. When I write a new poem, I used to carry all of the little people them where I can find and make them gather around me and say, listen to this. And once I see them kind of gravitate towards it, I say, yes, you understand? This thing, because I really write poems to connect to people, I don't write poetry myself.
And your poetry is conscious. It's always something conscious. It's always something that speaks to a situation and speaks to, and speaking to a situation, you have a poem called Fight Back.
Definitely.
You and I have been on the Jamaican Poets Tour, All Islands.
Yes.
And that has been phenomenal. And when you fight back and you do your roundhouse kick and your whatever kind of kicks, even no to plan with still enough.
Yes.
Give me just a few lines out of Fight Back and we talk about Fight Back.
All right. Defend yourself, it said, I don't promote violence, but I personally believe in self-defense. So defend yourself. It's such a beautiful thing when a queen can communicate with her king without a threat she going to get a beating. She wants someone to talk to, but all them do is argue and argue and argue. Him not do nothing when the man them out the road call him idiot. But as she open her mouth is a box that. A box that. Yes, a box that. His anger seems to be very selective. Him beat her again. Eyes swollen, nose broken, tears running down her cheeks. She feels hopeless and weak. Sister, crying won't make it stop. Fight back. Fight back. No make no man butter bruise your body. Go and learn karate.
Love it. I love it. I love the you might as well call it a chorus, the hook line of that. Defend yourself.
Now wait till later. Yes, yes.
You talk to the judge and the
undertaker. Yes. Definitely.
Your poetry is conscious. Your poetry is stuff that change lives. And you know, when I hear Fight Back, and I think of how many women need to hear that and need to take that seriously, and that we should not go down lightly. As somebody who is a advocate for people in domestic abuse situations, that poem speaks a lot to me. But you have
interestingly, you know, Juliet, did you know that men come to me and tell me that when they listen to me and listen to that poem, they, you know, kind of think about what they are doing in terms of beating them women and things like that. Them tell me, say them stop.
Wow.
I know that is power. I know the power of words, so I don't ramp with words when I'm putting them together, you know?
Yes, that is powerful. That is
yes, and that is really the reason why I write the poem, for women to be conscious and to know when to move away from it, or to know that you don't sit down and allow somebody to be choking you to death and don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And also for men to tell them that, look here, you know, if you want to hit me, you know, I'm going to have to hit you back in terms of self-defense.
Mm-hmm. I agree. You have to fight back. And speaking of fight back, I want to talk about your poetry still, but I want to talk about your martial arts. Because a lot of people know you as the bad girl poet and the intellectual bad girl and the lyrical contortionist.
Yes, yes.
Realize that you are also a martial artist.
And yes, I'm a martial arts instructor, and I became an instructor in 1982.
Whoa.
No, 1989. Sorry. I started training seriously in 1982, 81, 82. And then I became an instructor. You know, there was an instructor here who came and was running some courses and had some classes and left me in charge of all of the classes. So I started to teaching at Kingston Technical, and I teach at Mom Insurance, and I teach at Exced Community College.
So you teach self-defense to both adults and children?
Adults and children, men and women.
Men and women. And I know that with the youth, you have a special love for the youth and the programs that you do with the youth.
I also teach self-defense at a school. Yes, that's a regular part-time job that I have, and it's a part of me giving back to the children, and also implement discipline in terms of, you know,
I was going to ask you about that, because martial arts really teaches discipline.
Yes.
You see a difference in the children who you interact with, who have that discipline from martial arts, as opposed to the ones who don't have any kind of structure?
Yes, definitely. And the children respect the philosophy of martial arts, because they normally watch it, and it's a sport that is also in the form of entertainment.
Right.
They watch a lot of karate show. They call it karate shows. And
kickers.
And when you add the philosophy of it to them now and teach them that it's not just kickers, it's something that can be a part of your life, a part of your discipline, you know, a part of your programming in terms of being a better human being. You know, you find that they kind of accept it and go and do their own research, you know.
Brilliant. Boy, Cherry, I'd love to stay and talk to you forever, but real quickly, talk to me about the projects that you have so people can know what projects you have. I mean, you have a CD out now. That is... Yeah,
I have a EP out, and I just did a book, say around a year and a half ago.
Yes, I have that book.
Yes, The Lyrical Contortionist. Yes.
Contortionist.
Yes, and some of my most brilliant poems are in there. It's in
including the Levi jeans.
Yes, yes. So, and we're working on an album, you know, and I'm not in any rush to do it because I want this album to be something just extraordinary, you know. So we're not in any rush, but that is the whole goal, is to kind of extend the EP, and the EP is supposed to be turning into an album.
Well, I look forward to that. You know, I look forward to that, and I look forward to, if COVID permits, being on the road with you again in November, because we have such a great time working together on the road in November, bringing our poetry and just working with them kids. And of course, I make sure I go before you, because I can't follow you. But
no, don't say that, Judith. Don't say that, because let me tell you something. What I admire about you, you admire other people's creative work, and that is a very fantastic thing to do. You understand? Because even although you yourself is a multi-talented creative person, is that sometimes you can see how you get wrapped up into other people's because some people will just, after they finish, they maybe walk and leave, or they're not too much interested. But it's good to see how, you know, you support creatives, you know.
And when a ship rises, when the water rises, everybody rises. Every ship rises. We have to rise.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Cherry. It has been a blessing. And
you are most welcome.
Catch you next time.
All right. Thanks for the interview, and all the best. Stay safe.
Blessings. Walk good.
Yes. Give thanks. Yeah, man.